Hi and welcome to Cars and Coffee Stories. We are here in San Clemente, California. And next to me is Ron. Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Ron has this beautiful car down here. What is it?
It's a Chevrolet 1969 Camaro Super Sport with the Rally Sport package.
Did you change anything on the car, or it looks like?
It's been a work in progress for a number of years. And I don't think it ever stops. You always find something you want to do to improve it here and there. Whether it's rubber seals or change the wheels or something. You always want to come up with something. A kid in the military back in 1975. I had a 1969 Camaro, and it was my dream car. And I got married around that time, and I got changed to a different duty station. And then my wife at the time stayed home with my parents when I left to go overseas. And while I was gone, she sold my car, and so it was always a dream, to one day get another one. And a few years ago, I decided I'm going to take it on and start building one, something I like.
What can you tell to people who might not know that much about this car?
Well, I love the body style, and if you look at when they brought the Camaro back out in 2010, if you look at that body style and you even look at the Camaro that's next to us here, that body style was based on the 69 Camaro. So it's a classic style, and the 69 Camaro is probably the most popular classic car made. I've got the history with one, and then the fact that they're just such a beautiful body style. I was just telling somebody here recently that I'll take this and go to dinner, and you go to a place that has valet parking, and there'll be Ferraris and Maseratis and Lamborghinis there, and you pull in and everybody comes over to look at this, so because you just don't see them every day, so it's fun.
So you mentioned it. What do you think of the latest Camaros, or the latest, let's say, take on the muscle cars from Chevy, Ford?
Yeah, I think they've made great progress. I know through the through the late 60s and early 70s, they were high performance horsepower race cars, and then they came out with all the smog, and then the horsepower dropped down to almost nothing, and then once they started coming back out with them, now the horsepower is incredible. They handle really well, which the old cars didn't. They're beautiful cars. I actually had a 2010 when they first came out, and it was fun to drive. It was a gorgeous car, handled well. But when you get in this, it's a whole different story. It doesn't have any of the creature comforts, but it just makes you feel good.
Any advice for people who are considering to buy this car?
Well, I think, taking time, not just going out and buying the first one you see, because, when you get 50 years old on a car, there's a lot of things people have done over the years. So you really need to do your research and your homework to be able to find, the base, the frame, the body in good shape, and then, other things you can change. You can spend a lot of money if you find one like this that's got matching numbers for the engine, and everything matches up. You look at the VIN numbers and it says that it was an SS, because people would change them. They'd be the base model and they'd put the SS emblems on them and everything. So do your research, decide what exactly you really want to want. What I wanted was something I could drive.
What's so special about the SS?
Well, the SS was the Super Sport model, just like it is today. This other one that's here next to us is a Super Sport. That's Chevrolet's badging for high performance. It's always been, their high performance model. It had things like disc brakes, where most of them had drum brakes, and it had a higher performance engine, positive traction rear axle, and they just overall, were built more on performance. And then the Rally Sport was an add-on that you could do, which had the hideaway lights and the tilt steering wheel and some of those other little creature comforts, and that was more luxury.
Yeah.
So if you could get one back then that had both, it was a real plus. I just hope that everybody that's out there watching, appreciates, what we've got going on here. I know that, there's people that run this that are working really hard to make sure that we keep this open and people don't come out here and, spin their tires or rev their engines or do anything that's going to get us kicked out of here, because we've had so many places that we're great places to go and share this with everyone, and then we get run away because one person, spoils it for everyone.
We should appreciate it. Ron, thank you.
Yes, my pleasure. Yes.
Thank you so much.